Hi everyone. I see Royal Gem is here. Hi, thanks for joining. Bianca, thanks for joining. Bianca is my cousin. Good to see you here. Enugu business women. I like what you do. We're definitely going to do something for the women in business in Enugu State. Good to see you here. Who else am I seeing? Official Sukarat. Hi, how you doing? So we have the founder of, I keep saying Khalifa, but Kafia. Kafia is a healthcare initiative that is doing wonderfully well. And it's a healthcare startup that is doing wonderfully well in Enugu. It's sort of like your Uber for, primary healthcare officials, primary healthcare, what should I call them? Consultants, I guess. So that's been doing well. I'm quite happy. Hi, official Jaja. I create boss. Hi, it's a pleasure to have you here. So I'll just wait a few minutes before I kick off. So this is the Ask Me series. Just let's get your questions in as to what we're doing at the Enugo SME Center. Whatever questions you might have, whatever criticisms you might have, I'm ready to answer it here. So I'll just give it 5 more minutes before I kick off. Official Mexi, it's a pleasure having you here. I don't know if you guys can hear me properly. Can I get a feedback just in the comment section if you guys can hear me? Okay, great, thank you. So 3 more minutes. I'm just gonna step outside. Let me just grab a glass of water. Okay, fantastic. So I don't want to take too much of our time. I'm just gonna start. So this is, I thought it was important to start this series. It's called the Ask Me series. This is the first. This is gonna be we're trying to do this bi-weekly, and it's just an avenue for people to ask in Enugu, in the diaspora, what are we doing in Enugu State? I'm trying to understand how your programs work. I have some criticisms that, I'm not happy about this, or I'm not happy about that, or I'm confused about this or that. Whatever you might have, I'm here to answer your questions. So I'm going to, I think in the last 1 week, there have been several posts on the Enugo SME Center social media pages and also my social media pages asking for people to ask whatever questions they might have on our programs, whatever queries they might have. They should put it in the comment section and we'll try to address them. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll try and get right into it. So firstly, just an introduction. My name is Arinze Chilo Offiah. I'm the special advisor on SME development. SME, some people still don't know what it is. SME means small and medium enterprises. So SME development, and I'm also the Director General of the Enugo SME Center. So the Enugo SME Center is what we call the state developmental finance institution that is tasked with the purview of providing the needed resources needed by SMEs and entrepreneurs to thrive, and also create avenues for job creation. So I assumed my office in October of Hey, hi, good to see you there, my Edo brother. So I assumed my office, this position in October of 2019, and since then since I assumed the office, we've tried to focus on 4 key tenants, which is what we call job creation under our human capital development schemes. We also have capacity development programs. We also have access to grants and business support tools. And finally, we have access to credit, which is done under our Enugo Loans initiative. So I'm gonna get right to the questions. So the first question here I have is, when is the best time to come to your office and how do we contact you? So our office is located at number 2 Market Garden Avenue. It's opposite the SME roundabout at GRA, Enugu State, along the Urban Tunnel. We're open Mondays to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can come to the office anytime within that time frame. If that doesn't work for you, we are on all social media platforms. On Facebook, you can find us on Enugo State SME Agency. That's Enugo State SME Agency. On Instagram, it's at Enugo SME Agency. At Enugo SME Agency. On Twitter, you can find us on at Enugo SME Agency as well. LinkedIn, you can find us at just put in Enugu State SME Agency, will pop up. We're also on YouTube. The number of our videos, our initiatives, everything we've done. You can testimonials. You can see our videos there. You can check us out at Enugu SME Agency. Then that is for YouTube. Just put down Enugu SME Agency. Then on our email address is info, that is info, info at enugosme.ng. I'll say that again, info at enugosme.ng. Please, if you cannot hear me, just put it down in the comments. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Then if you have any questions as well, you can put it down in the comments. I'll try and address it as well. So our email is info at Enugo SME Agency. Then our phone numbers, please, you can take this down. Our phone numbers are, so for the people in the diaspora, you can put down +234. That's the area code for Nigeria. But you can reach us on 0808 934 4768. 0808 934 4768. You can also reach us on, we have about 5 call center lines. Yes, you can reach us again on 0808 499 8224. 0808 499 8224. You can reach us again on 0904 243 9495. 0904 243 9495. Also 0901 384 4336. 0901 384 4336. And our final last number is 0701 809 8225. 0701 809 8225. So all these numbers are also accessible via WhatsApp. Within that 9 to 5 time frame, our call center team will respond to you via phone calls, whether text messages or through WhatsApp messages. Then our website is www.enugosme.en.gov.ng. www.enugosme.en.gov.ng. So if you send us any communication outside of this period, between that 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, we'll definitely get back to you the following working day. Okay, so I'll go right to the next question. I see Mr. Bright is here. Mr. Bright is the MD of iCreate, our partner on this program. So Enugo Skill Up program. Please, I want to know what is going on with the Enugo Skill Up program. So the Enugo Skill Up program is part of our Human Capital Development Initiative. We've partnered with iCreate on this program. iCreate is they are very big on They have their platform called the skillers.ng platform, where they, train people on artisanal skills and also provide job access for them. We partner with them strictly on construction artisanal skills. So we're going to train the youth on what we call construction artisanal skills. So solar panel installation, drywall skidding, drywall painting, furniture making, POP installation, plumbing, electrical installations, painting as well, and masonry as well. So all the construction artisanal skills, we'll be training them on that. We're using a hybrid train-the-trainer model, where the iCreate team are going to train selected master craftsmen on the World Bank skill standard. Then these individuals would then be supervised to further train the apprentices over a 3-month period. After that 3-month period, they'll be matched to get jobs through the system that we have, and they'll both be earning revenue. That's both the apprentice and the master craftsperson. So we also have what we call the Enugo Skillers Associates. They are sort of like the engine room for this program that supervise the master craftsmen and as the apprentice as well. So since we commenced this program, we have, we've done a lot. We've identified the master craftsmen. We've sensitized all the markets in the state. We've also sensitized key construction stakeholders, private sector stakeholders, and they have been quite keen to get on the program and also provide job opportunities. And we've also commenced the call for application in June 2021, I believe. Yeah, 2021. So ideally, what typically happens is, sorry, I'm just seeing something here. I want to send a request to join your live video. Okay, so ideally, what typically happens is the call for application for apprentices usually doesn't take more than 6 weeks. So between June and now, it's definitely more than 6 weeks. The honest truth, I'm not here to shy away. That's why we're having this series, the Ask Me series, is we've had sort of like a funding constraint in terms of the expectations for the program. So we had to sit down again with our partners, get back to the drawing board and see how we could rejig and realign the program. But I'm pleased to let you know that we're going to go ahead with it, and we'll ensure that the training program starts, we believe, beginning of Q1, but definitely before November. So Mr. Bright Jaja is here. So that's something we're definitely going to do. So I'm going to go to the next question. It's under Enugu Tech. So for the Skillers program, if you're interested in it, you can check out the website. You can apply as an apprentice. It's www.enugoskillers.com. That is www.enugoskillers.com. So I'm going to go to the next one. Next question is under Enugu Tech. So the question goes, I am interested in programming and product design. I'm interested in both of them, but can I do them simultaneously? So just a brief preview of what the Enugu Tech program is about. It's also part of our human capital development program. We partnered with a company called Utiva. I'm sure you guys know of them, and we are providing trainings for people interested in programming and product design to over 1,000 in the Enugu youth. We've done about 2 batches of this, and we've graduated over 550 youths in this program. They have their certificates. They've started their journey in the tech space. A number of them have started their own startups or working for startups. And I know a number of them have raised funding for their programs or are working for notable startups. And this is something that gives me joy. We have commenced application for the 3rd batch. If you're interested, you can go to it, www.enugutech.com, enugutech.com. You can join it. So all these are training programs are under our human capital development loan initiative, where We provide zero interest loans to individuals interested in attaining these skills. We pay for it on their behalf, and they go for the training, and we give them enough time to facilitate repayment. In certain scenarios, in certain programs, we also work with them to find job opportunities that will facilitate their repayment. So for this program, normally UTIVO offers this program at around anywhere between 150,000 to 200,000, but through negotiations, we're able to subsidize it to 20,000. And individuals that are selected for, because you have to meet a number of assessments, because you can apply, but you go through a series of assessments to get the right cohorts that really have the interest for this program. You have the option of paying the subsidized rate of 20,000, or you can access the human capital development loan. So the thing is, for accessing the loan, you can only access the loan one at a time. Until you finish, it's not financially prudent to have that much exposure. You have to finish paying a loan before you can qualify for another one. So the option can be, you can pay the subsidized rate for one, then you can join, then you can access the human capital development loan for the other program. So the training is for 4 months, 20,000, and we ask you to pay us 4 months after the training. That's 8 months to pay 20,000. It's next to nothing when you compare it to what it can do for your life. But the only problem I'll say that for me, nothing is impossible. If you have the work ethic to do it, please, I'll advise you to go ahead. The only problem I'll say is both programs work concurrently, so you have to dedicate enough time to understanding both programs. But nothing is impossible. I don't say no to anyone. As far as you have the work ethic, I'll tell you to go ahead. I also want to mention under this Enugo Tech, we're also going to have a program on cybersecurity. It's going to start hopefully next month in October. If you're interested in cybersecurity, it's quite a big field. We also partnered with, this is a funny anecdote, but we partnered with the FCC. The FCC Enugu, they are going to provide us with a few delinquent youth to see how we can reform them from doing Yahoo to corporate Yahoo, like I say. What else? To be an ethical hacker, pretty much. Then we're also going to add data analytics to that program. Is the program only for Enugu citizens? No, it is not. I saw that and I thought it was important for me to answer. So for me, what I consider as Indi Enugu is whether you're a resident of the state or you're an indigene of the state. As far as you're domiciled in Enugu, you can apply for the program. So we don't really care where you're from. As far as you're in Enugu state, you are seen as Indi Enugu. Then also for the Enugo Tech program, since it's a combination of virtual and live classes, you can also participate from anywhere in the world. The few batches we had people participate from Kwara, from outside of the country, so we don't really care. As far as you are keen on getting this training and keen on changing your narrative, we want to support you. So I'm going to jump to the next question. Sorry. I want to jump to the next question. It's about the Enugo Microcredit Lending Program. So the question goes, I applied for the Enugo SME Center, the Enugo SME Microcredit Program some months back at the office. I was told that my loan was approved 3 weeks ago, but when I went to the office, I was told that the loan wasn't approved. What is the problem? So let me give you some context to what the Enugo SME Micro Lending Program is. So it's a lending program that is open to everyone, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether your business is registered or not, is open to everyone. But it's a balance sheet based lending program. So what I mean by that is you can only apply for what is within your power. You understand? You cannot have a turnover that is a certain amount and be looking for another amount. The system would show you out. So the maximum lending limit we have there is 300,000, although it has increased to 400,000. What we'll ask for you is to print out your 10 months bank statement and based on that, there will be an analysis to determine what your monthly average turnover is, and that monthly average turnover determines how much you can get, because that's pretty much tells you that irrespective of whatever happens to the business or personally, you can pay back this loan. So we commenced this in March 2021, and within a short period of time, I think within 3 months, we had disbursed to over 1,000 individuals, ranging from anywhere between 50,000 to 300,000. So we had to take a small break to realign that process to ensure repayments are ongoing, and we started a soft kickoff for the second batch last month. We made additional disbursements, but we are going to kick it to full effect from October for the third batch. So please bear with me, all the individuals that have applied and it's still in the backlog. Everybody will be addressed and all the appraisals will be met, and everyone that was approved will definitely get the loan. So I'm going to go to the Csc Formalization Grant. So the question is, my complaint is that I was sent a message to pick up my Csc business registration certificate. I came with some others and we were told a document that should be attached with the certificate was omitted by the office in Lagos. We were told to go and expect a mail soon from the Enugo SME Center to come and pick up the certificate. Please, I don't know what's going on. So firstly, I don't want anybody to be perturbed or feel scared that something is going on with their certificate. Everything is okay. So let me give some context. The Enugo, the Csc Formalization Grant is part of the Survivor Fund initiative with the federal government, of which the Enugo SME Center was the focal agency that pushed this. We were able to get over 6,606 free business name certificates for how do I apply for the loan. So sorry, before I continue, I didn't give the website. So to apply for the Enugo Microcredit Loan Program, you can come to our office. I think I've mentioned the address, number 2A Market Garden Avenue, opposite SME Roundabout along Ebano Tunnel, GRA Enugu. Or you can apply online, www.enugosme.en.gov.ng sorry, this one. So I think that's black. Is this forward or back? I'm not too sure. /microloans. I'll also refer you back to our social media pages. Everything, all the information you need is there. So on the Csc Formalization Grant, like I said, we provided over 6,000 free business names certificates for to register their businesses as enterprises for in the Enugu youth. This is the first leg of their financial freedom, pretty much. So sometime in March, we got the first batch of these certificates, about 500 of them, of which we started disbursing. Then we noticed that not all of them had the MEMAT attached to it. So the MEMAT is a very important document. It's a combination of what they call the Csc 2 and Csc 7. These are sort of like the articles of what the business is about, who the director is, and all the pertinent information that is needed on that business. And this is the information that is needed by the bank to open your bank account. So we stopped making disbursements to ensure that we got the full 6,000 certificates as well as the MEMAT. So 2 months ago, we got that. We got the balance documentation and we started disbursing again. Then there was a policy that was passed by the federal government where we were, because it would be an exercise in futility if people come and pick up their certificates and just put it under their bed or put it in their drawer. That means you've lost the essence of what we're trying to do. Because if you don't open a bank account, that documentation is useless. So we were told to partner with a financial institution, partner with a bank, and see where how we can facilitate opening of bank accounts immediately. So we reached out to a number of banks, and I think the bank that gave us the best rates was Union Bank. So anybody that has a registered corporate account, whether it's as an enterprise or a limited liability company, knows that there's a minimum down payment down payment you need to make for opening of that account and to make it operational. So like now, there's a set report fee that you pay for 10,000. Some places they do it for 15,000, and then you need to make a minimum deposit of 5,000 into the account. So if you do that calculation, that's anywhere between 15 to 20,000. But with negotiations with them, they were able to bring down everything, both the minimum balance, the minimum balance and the required set report, which is obligatory, to 5,000 only. So I think this is great. We've partnered with them. So everyone that has their CSC certificates approved, they've been sent text messages, calls have been made to them in batches, and they've been sent emails to come to the agency to pick it up, and also come with the requisite documentation required for account opening. So your passports, your passports, your ID, and the 5,000 to make that deposit. We've also partnered with the state FIRS, and they've given waivers to ensure that everybody gets their TIN number, which is quite a laudable feat. So to answer this person's question, if you do the math, let's do it. If you calculate over 6,000 business certificates by 36 states, you'll see that there's going to be a huge volume, and sometimes mistakes are being made. So the aggregator we worked with, certain certificates had some minor issues, whether they were typos or certain documentations like the MEMAT didn't come, or in some cases we even had some certificates from other territories like Oyo. So I just want everybody to know that this will all be rectified, and you don't have any problem. We've already notified the CSC, and they are making the adjustments. So everybody that has been approved will get it. And you're going to open your bank account, because if you want to collect a grant or a loan from the agency and your business is not registered, and your business hasn't opened its bank account, the registered startup hasn't opened its bank account, we would not attend to you. So I'm going to go to the next question. It's about ACMIS. So the ACMIS is the Agribusiness Small and Medium Enterprise Investment Scheme. It's a program by NISAL, and the Central Bank of Nigeria. So the individual says, I paid 15,000 for ACMIS loan, but I have not heard anything. What is happening? Is the Enugo SME Center cheating me? Okay, so anybody that knows about the ACMIS program, so the ACMIS program is where they are providing NISAL is providing loan opportunities for entrepreneurs, startups. For initially was the maximum amount was 10 million, then it got reduced to 4.5. But I think as of today, the maximum amount you can get is 3 million, both for working capital and equipment support. I think the maximum tenure you can get this loan is anywhere between 5 to 7 years. So there's something very important about this loan. Before you can apply for this loan from NISAL Microfinance Bank, not Enugo SME Center, NISAL Microfinance Bank. NISAL Microfinance Bank is technically the microfinance bank for the Central Bank of Nigeria, right? Before you can apply for this loan, you must, we didn't set that standard, it was set by them. You must go through a mandatory financial literacy training with what they call an entrepreneurial development institute. Let me say that again. You must go through a mandatory financial literacy training with an entrepreneurial developmental institute. I have to be very specific about this because it's been causing a lot of issues. So these EDIs, Enugo SME Center is an EDI. There are several EDIs as well, but we're the foremost EDI in Enugu State. The NISAL and Central Bank have set a price for that training program. It's fixed. You can research it anywhere. It's 10,000 naira. So once you pay for your training, you have your training for a week. After you finish your training for a week, you're issued your certificate, and in that certificate you have a certificate number. It's with that certificate number you can now go and apply for the loan. So at that point, our job is done. It's when you apply for the loan, you apply directly to NISAL, and you either get approved or you don't get approved. It's unfortunate where people don't get approved, they come back and it's state government's fault. It's not our fault. Our role is to provide the training. Then also, you can apply for this loan through an EDI, which is through us. Again, they've set a mandatory fee for that, which is anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 if you want the agency to help you to do your application. This was last year when they were doing manual applications on this program. So people that paid, we helped them put in the application and submit it to NISAL. They were invited for interviews by NISAL, and the successful candidates got the loan. As of March 2021, the whole program has changed. Now everything is digital. Everything is digital. You do not need an EDI to apply for you. The only role the EDI is going to play is to provide the training, the financial, in fact, it's very mandatory, is to provide the mandatory financial literacy training. Once we've done that for you, we issue your certificate with your, certificate number. Then you go to the portal. You can Google it. NISAL, I can't remember it offhand, but just Google the ACMIS application portal, and you apply directly, and you put in your certificate number there. The EDI will now confirm that this person is actually was trained by the agency. Then you can start your application. So again, we are just an intermediary. The loan, the funds doesn't come from the Enugo SME Center. It comes directly from NISAL Microfinance Bank, which is under the Central Bank of Nigeria. Okay, I would go to the next question. Please, can you tell us more about the Enugo Jobs Portal? What is it about? So the Enugo Jobs Portal is it's a partnership with the Jobberman Nigeria and a company called Capitis Global. And pretty much what we did is partnering with Jobberman is to bring their centralized job portal platform to Enugu State. So we have our own version of that. Right, so it's called the Enugo Jobs Portal. You can check it out, www.enugo-jobs.com, www.enugo-jobs.com. We have a number of job listings there. Thousands have been posted there. Hundreds have been posted into jobs since the inception of this program in April 2021. And what we try and guarantee for employers is two things. Anybody that applies for a job on that portal, you must undergo a mandatory soft skill and employability training skill program. So if you see the job, like let's say there's an accountancy job and you want to click on it, it won't allow you apply. It won't allow you finish the application process until you take that test. So when you take that test, you're certified and you finalize your application. So that's soft skills and employability training skills. Then you can the employer can also, so let's say you are chosen, after the screening and everything, after the interviews, I've been chosen for that particular job. The employer can further request that I undergo training before I start that work, probably a quick training on accountancy, probably at an intermediary or master level, probably a 3-week, 4-week training. Then if you go on the portal under the training, we have a number of training programs. So we look there, and all these rates have been subsidized. These are some of the trainers. They are partners from Jobberman, training partners of Jobberman, or training partners from Capitis, which is more localized in Enugu. We find the right program that fits that individual at the right price. And because all those rates have been subsidized, then the Enugo SME Center will pay for the training through the human capital development loans that I mentioned earlier. So you take the training 3 weeks, then you start your job. Let's say your starting salary is 60, 70,000 a month, and the training costs 30,000. So for the next 6 months, what you'll be getting as salary will be 65,000, as there will be a direct debit of 5,000 for the next 6 months to cover the training. So what you find in that ecosystem, that everyone is happy. The employer has hired an individual that has the right soft skills and technical training. The salaries is being used to pay for the training. The individual went from point zero to the right human capacity and has a job. So that ecosystem is very happy. I'm pleased to announce that this has been going quite well. We've been pushing along with this, and we've placed hundreds, if not close to 1,000 now in the last few months in jobs through this scheme. So we're quite proud of our partnership with Jobberman here and Capitas. So the website for that is www.enugo- don't forget that dash, enugo-jobs.com. You can also check them on social media. I think I saw them here. You can just check them on social media. I think it's Enugo Jobs. Check out Enugo Jobs on Instagram. I think they're on Instagram, Facebook as well. I feel so bad that I didn't get there. Just give me a second. I saw them join here. So I don't know if anybody from Enugo Jobs is here. If you can just post your social media links so I can announce it as I get to more questions. Okay, so what is the SM Plus about? So the SM Plus is called the Enugo Skills Acquisition Masterclass. So the plus is just trying to differentiate it from the initial ones we started. So this is going to be a monthly series where we partner with private sector individuals, people that have differentiated themselves in certain fields, to provide the necessary training and mindset change for the youth that are in those particular fields. So the first program we had on this was the financial literacy program with Money Africa. Shout out to Oluwatosi and the good job she's doing at Money Africa. So we had a full day session. Individuals learned about how to make investments, how to use their money properly. Just they learned so much. It was such a great event. The second one we had was with Orima Fashion and Lady Billionaire, where they were talking about the business side of fashion. So we had a lot of burgeoning fashionistas. They came for that event and they learned so much, and the knowledge has been able to impact them. We have the next one coming up, I believe on the 9th of October, if I'm sure. I think blueprints are going to be some of the anchors on that one. And as well as Jasmine Nazar. I saw her here as well. Shout out to Jasmine, shout out to Christian as well. They'll be participating in the upcoming SM, where they'll be learning about content creation and how to monetize in the social media space. Okay, so Lota Flip, I'll get your question once I'm done about the field enumerator job. I'll get to it. Okay, so we have my second to the last question is, I am interested in grants and I've been hearing about the Enugo SME grants all over the place. Where is my own? That's a good question. So under the grant programs, which is a key tenet of what we do, we have been able to engage in a number of grants. The first one we did was under the Enugo SME Hackathon. So this was in 2020. We had a hackathon in 2020 where we had a number of individuals interested that participated in that program. So I just have my brochure here. I'll just flip through it to just give some more insights. Just give me a quick second. So at the hackathon we had so the winner was a company called Creation Energy that converts cassava wastewater to electricity. They won a 1.5 million naira grant to build a prototype. This was in 2020 when the currency still made sense, so the money was quite decent for what they needed. So they've been able to build a prototype which a number of key investors are quite keen on. The second person, this is a lady I love so much. It's called Teen Coding Hub. I think she's 15 years old. She's doing an amazing job. She has already participated in the Enugo Tech program under programming and product design. So watch out for her. And the second runner-up was Green Axis and Cosmos Automation. They recycle waste into raw materials for manufacturing firms. That's Green Axis. While Cosmos Automation created an automated irrigation system. So we're going to still offer, we're still going to do this year's hackathon as well. Other grant programs that we have or we have done, the Artisan Support Grant under the Survival Fund program, where we provided 30,000 naira, a one-off grant of 30,000 naira to over 2,225 artisans across different capacities in all 17 local governments in Enugu State to support their financial positions due to the adverse effects of the COVID-19. The total amount disbursed in partnership with the federal government, because these funds came from the federal government, but we implemented it, was a total of 113,700,000, and it benefited a total of 3,790. So they even gave us additional allocation. It benefited 3,790 artisans spread across all the local governments and markets in Enugu. And not surprisingly, 51% of those grants went to females, while 49% went to males. Then we had the Transport Support Grant under the Survival Fund program, where we provided a one-off grant of 30,000 naira to 4,050 registered transporters in Enugu State to cushion the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. So the associations that benefited were the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, 700 of their registered transporters across all local governments benefited from that grant. Then you had the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, RITAN. 500 of them benefited across all local governments. Then you had the National Commercial Tricycle and Motorcycles Owners and Riders Association. It's called NACTOMORAS. So in Enugu State, we don't have NACTOMORAS. So they're not too prominent. So NACTOMORAS worked in conjunction with the Tricycle Riders Association to provide 500 individuals that benefited from that grant across all the local governments. Then you had the Road Transport Association of Nigeria, RITAN. The first one I mentioned, the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, is NATO. That got 500 individuals across all local governments. RITAN as well, 500 across all local governments. Then this was the slot allotted from the federal government. Then for the state, we also included all other important stakeholders in the transport space. Then the Tippers Association of Nigeria, the Tippers Association of Enugu, 376 of their members benefited across all local governments. You had the Enugu State Wheelbarrow Pushers Association, 275 of their members benefited. The Enugu State Cab and Taxi Operators Association, 528 of their members benefited. The Association of Mass Transit Operators, Enugu State, 363 of their members benefited. And the Public Transport Owners Association of Nigeria, that's PITONA. PITONA is the luxury buses. 348 of their beneficiaries got this fund. So the total number of beneficiaries that were supported were 4,339, which was above our quota of 4,050. So thank you to the federal government on that one. The total amount disbursed was 131,970,000. Not surprisingly, because transport is seen more as a male-dominated space, so only 30% of the participants were female, while 70% were male. Then another grant program was the Payroll Support Grant, where we provided in conjunction with the federal government, 30 naira to 50,000 naira for 13,000 employees of businesses. So these businesses were categorized where if you have more than 3 staff and below 50 staff, they can benefit to get anywhere between 30,000 and 50,000 for 3 months, right? So a total of 12,687 individuals benefited that work across SMEs in the state. As at 10th of September, they have disbursed these funds to about 11,748. That's about a 90% utilization. The total amount disbursed, wow, is very huge. 1 billion naira, 96,450,000. This was with support from the federal government, and not surprisingly, again, the females dominated this, where 53% were females and 48% were male, as well as people with disabilities. About 3% of them were people with disabilities. They all benefited. So there are a number of programs too. There was the MSME grant. 2,370 businesses in Enugu State benefited with a one-off grant of 50,000 naira, which totaled to 116,350,000. 36% of these were male, 36% were female, while 64% were male. So that's for those grant programs. We're going to kick off another grant program called the Equipment Support Grant. Equipment Support Grant. So we'll be providing equipment support for free to beneficiaries that are selected. So we provide like women in the market areas. We're providing them with automated grinding machines where they can use to make money for themselves. Also be supplying people with laptops, supplying individuals with car washing machine that can use to start a business. So that is going to kick off end of October, beginning of November. We just started getting those items. Okay, so the last question I have here is, we would like to know more about your programs and how to access and what qualifies one to benefit. So like I mentioned, the Enugo SME Center with our key tenants are focused around 4 things: job creation schemes, which we call Enugo Jobs, access to capital under Enugo Loans, capacity development programs under Enugo Learning, and access to grant and business support services. So for any program that we do, we always do a call for application for individuals to apply. You don't need to know anybody. This is not, you can ask anybody around. You don't need to know anyone. As far as you qualify for a loan or a grant or to participate in our human capital development programs, you would enter. This is not a case of, I need to know this person or that person. I don't know anybody in the States that have benefited from these programs. Once you qualify, you should get it. Okay, I think I've been rambling along for a while now. I've been talking for like 46 minutes. I will just quickly run through whatever comments that people had here. Okay, Lotta, you benefited from the Survivor Fund, so we thank God. I think somebody asked me about the enumerators. The enumerators is a requirement by the World Bank under the Nigerian CARES initiative. So it's the COVID-19 Action Recovery Plan, where World Bank would refund states that do certain programs across grants. So grants to the less privileged and the individuals that need it, across food security schemes, and across SME support schemes. So that is where we fall under, and this is one of the requirements of the World Bank, to have enumerators, about 200 of them around the state, that will be supervising these grants or these loans, that to make sure that they went to the right people. So we are doing the call for application for it. Individuals that are interested could apply for it. And to answer your question, I think that will run for the duration of the World Bank CARES program, which is a 2-year program. Okay. Sorry, I look a bit tired, but I feel, does anyone have any more questions? Okay, I think I've answered Lota's question. So yes, so like I said, we'll try and make this as regular as we can. Oh, Alaji Dollars, Zen Finance boss is here, great guy. He's also pushing Enugo Wi-Fi, one of our partnerships as well. Who else? Who do I see here? Enugo West Africa, I see you. Thank you for coming. Christian. Yeah, Neo Official, thank you for coming. Jobberman, okay, thanks everyone. So I think I'll wrap it up here. We'll try and do this every 2 weeks. This is going to be called the Ask Me series. Just ask me anything you want to know, and I'll try and answer it as truthfully as possible. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.